Hi everyone! In today's video I'm going to talk about my unpopular opinions about art. These might be not unpopular because I think I'm not the only one who thinks this way. Before I start, if you don't agree with something that I said in this video, please don't be mean in the comments. Let's try to educate each other about these topics. Let's not be mean to each other. So you are free to write your opinion in the comments, but please do it in a nicer way, okay? So the first topic is tracing and copying. So in my opinion, tracing and copying is okay, especially if you are a beginner artist. Hear me out. So I can only speak of my experience when I started out drawing. Obviously, I didn't really have an art style, or I didn't even know what is an art style. And when I was like, oh, I would love to draw by myself, not just copying from comic books, which wasn't original drawings of mine. So the first thing that came to my mind is trace over drawings and change clothes, the hair length, and other stuff. And later on, I started to copying from other artists. And honestly, the more I copied, I started to memorize the movements, okay? Like, how should I place pressure on the pen when, let's say, I do this part of the hair or something. I know a lot of people are saying that copying slash tracing won't teach you how to draw, but in my own experience, it was a really great start back then. Especially during copying another drawing, I could improve my quote unquote artist eye. I literally just named this thing. So, using your artist eye is literally looking at anything like a reference or a pose you want to copy to your own canvas, and you try to observe the details as much as possible. Like a lot of times when I copied the drawing, like really back then when I was a kid, I, let's say I had to draw the face, then I tried my best to measure like how far is the eye from the character's bangs. So copying is actually a really great start of using references and stuff like this. Of course, you have to let go the copying if you want to make your own poses, etc. But if you start from zero, copying and tracing helps you a lot. Back to tracing a little bit, like I still trace other artists' drawings for myself, so I don't post it obviously. I do tracing when I look at the drawing I found like anywhere, Instagram or Twitter or anywhere, and let's say I like the way they drew the hair or clothes, so I trace over it to practice and kind of like figuring out what technique they use while drawing that part of the drawing. And if I really like it, then I try to copy it or I use it as a reference. I don't know which one to use. So, in conclusion, I think tracing and copying is okay. It's a good practice, but I don't support those who sell traced drawings without credit or like selling traced drawings at all. I wanted to talk about posting traced drawings as well, but it's such a rare thing when you see a beginner artist posting a traced drawing with proper credit. But I think it's going to be okay in the future for artists or like beginner artists to post traced drawings with credit. I don't know. So a little thing what I wanted to say to artists who is not beginner, let's say, so like you have a few years experience. If you see a beginner artist posting a traced drawing and they didn't use credit, don't yell at them. Teach them what is crediting an artist, like what does credit means. Don't forget that they started from zero, like you did, and they don't know a lot of things. That's why we have to teach them what is wrong and right. It's like a little kid goes up to you and says 1 plus 1 is 4. You don't yell at them that this is wrong. You teach them because they don't have that much experience as you do. So yeah, you teach them. So yeah, be patient, please. Second topic is art style. So I think you can't own an art style. Like you can use anyone's art style if you like it, but it's alright if you have a unique one. Like I didn't really sentence this right, but okay, just hear me out. Oops. I see multiple artists having the same art style, which is not really a true statement because every artist is different about everything. Like every people around the world is different about everything. And even if you use an art style, you bring your own twist to it. But artists whose art style stands out from the others gains more recognition. And it's true. Yeah, that's true. The more recognition they have, the more people will refer to that style, like as insert artist name, here's art style. So let's say you use a big artist's art style, okay? And if people will find your drawings, people will go to you and say, oh, your art style is like this artist or that artist, which can be annoying after a while. When I started to develop my own art style, I used my favorite artist's art style, and people were constantly under my posts or my DMs saying I'm copying or hey, you're like insert artist here. And it annoyed me a lot, and it really had an impact on my art style back then and now as well. But what are you trying to say, Zoe? You just said no one can own an art style. Now what? I'm still with that. You can't own an art style, but we can play saints here. If, like, let's say if I see someone drawing in the same style as Hopeless Peaches, I'm going to refer it as Hopeless Peaches art style. But I won't gatekeep the other artist, so it's okay to use someone else's style, but don't be surprised if other people will refer to the original artist. If your art style is heavily inspired by someone else's, your drawings will be seen limited because you kind of want to use the same color palettes as well, the same themes, etc. And you might get bored of it like really quickly. So what I can tell you is try new things. Always experiment in anatomy, anatomy, anatomy. I don't know how to say it. Sorry. Coloring, shadings, lights, and everything. And eventually, you will be more comfortable drawing in that style. Hi, future Zoe here. So at this part, I couldn't really sentence what I wanted to say, but what I wanted to say, so you will understand. So if you are using someone else's art style and start to improve on anything like hairstyle, background, anything, with time, these improvements will help you to develop your own style, and it won't be that artist's art style anymore. It will be yours, let's say yours, in quote unquote. So yeah, I try to bamble this out. So in conclusion, nobody owns an art style, but it's okay to improve from one. So yeah, I think I don't know if this was long enough, but I think it was enough for this video. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see my drawings, check out my Instagram, which is Zoe_draws, or my Twitter, which is Zoe_underscore draws. I post updates about my videos on my Twitter called Zoe_draws_YT, and I make praxis videos about my drawings on TikTok as well, which is Zoe_draws_YT as well. But you can find all my socials in my link tree, which is in the description below. So hope you guys like this video. Take care. Goodbye.